what happens when a religious idea begins as a claim of truth, turns into a mission to persuade others, and eventually becomes a justification for exclusionary or conflict. In this article I wrote in 2022 titled الأصول الاعتقادية للإقصاء الديني والاستمدادات الفقهية للاستقطاب الأيديولوجي, which could be translated as the doctrinal foundations of religious exclusion and the jurisprudential extensions of ideological polarization, I explore how certain theological assumptions and legal interpretations can contribute to religious exclusion and ideological polarization in modern societies. One of the starting points of the article is a small linguistic observation or anecdote. In Arabic, the three words I used in the title sound strikingly similar: da'wa, da'wa, and udwan. A da'wa with a long a is a claim. A da'wa with a short a is a call or invitation, often in the sense of religious preaching or propaganda, while udwan means aggression or hostility. The similarity in sound is almost accidental, but it offers an interesting way to think about the possible conceptual progression. A group may begin with a claim to truth. That claim can develop into a mission to spread that truth, and in some contexts, when the claim becomes absolute and the mission becomes rigid, it may eventually justify exclusion or hostility toward others. This observation is the conceptual thread that structures the article. The first part of the article examines what I call the doctrinal roots of religious exclusion, or al-usul al-i'tiqadiyya, a key element in the belief that one particular interpretation of religion represents the exclusive and final truth. When this belief becomes central to a community's worldview, it can reshape how that community perceives others. The world is no longer seen as a space of diverse interpretations, but as a space divided between those who possess the truth and those who do not. This is in this framework, disagreement is not simply intellectual difference. It can become deviation, error, and even threat. The second part of the article focuses on jurisprudence or fiqh. As you know, religious legal interpretations were historically developed within specific social and political contexts, but when these interpretations are transferred into modern ideological conflicts without reconsideration, they may reinforce rigid boundaries between groups. At that point, al-fiqh or jurisprudence can shift from being a method for organizing religious life and practice to becoming a framework for ideological alignment and polarization. And this dynamic can deepen divisions both between religious and within the same religious tradition. The argument of the article is not that religion inherently or inevitably produces exclusion. Rather, specific doctrinal claims and legal extensions, especially when combined with modern theological, ideological conflicts, can create conditions that encourage polarization and exclusionary thinking. Understanding these dynamics is important if we want to cultivate religious discourse that allows for pluralism, dialogue, and coexistence. And that is the central question of the article that the article tries to explore. Thank you.